we are going to do the application. So here, unlike with traditional nail sculpting, we are doing application outside of our client. So first I will pour the control solution into the deepened dish. Okay, well, we don't need much since I'll be doing just one nail. And also I will be using the natural brush number 7. This is also an IBD brush. Well, if you are working with polygel, just use the brush that you like already, because this application is, well, it is different in terms of how to apply, but in terms of how the product works, it's all the same. So just use the one that you like. I'll be using Natural Color by IBD Control Gel. This is a pretty good color. I actually didn't like it much when I first tried it, but then I realized that it's, you know, it's like cold pink. Looks pretty good. So we are not going to do a very long nail. That's why I will not be applying too much. About this, I think, and just clean it. So you see, I'm not even using any metallic spatula here. Pour the brush into the deepened dish a little bit, and then remove the excess. So it should not be like wet. It should be just slightly covered with this control solution, which is the special liquid, by the way. And then I just apply it. So we decided to do a short nail this time. Can I just take a look? Yeah, we'll just, thank you. So we can, you know, just approximately measure what the length will be, because some dual forms, they have this line, some of them are not, but we can always take a look and see if this length is enough. So looks like I don't have enough product right here on the free edge. You see, it's a little bit transparent, which is fine. We can simply take the product out of the jar, and this time we might need a spatula, or we can use an orange wood stick as well. And I will just need about this, just a tiny amount. That's all I need. And apply it right here. Oops. When you apply, make sure no product will go on top of the dual form. If it does, just immediately clean it, because it may cure, you know, too much, and then you will not be able to use it again. So make sure you just clean everything that is on top, because this inner side, the underside of the dual form, it's glossy. That's why it will separate from the polygel pretty easily. Okay, now another thing, near the cuticle, the product should be very thin, exactly the same as when we apply the product on the nail in a traditional way. So right here in the middle, we will have an apex, and the apex should be thick. You know, I feel like I'm in a concert, and you should like, now everybody, thick in the apex, thin in the cuticle. And along the side walls, it should be thin, but not as thin as near the cuticle. So something in between. And if you see that product in some areas is too thick, you can simply push it towards the other side. Now, before applying, I will once again make sure it's not, the product is not on top of the dual form. If it is, just simply clean it. And now we're ready to apply. So you don't have to remove the sticky layer, but if your client accidentally touched something, you can, and it will not be a problem. They will still stay. And do not put away your brush, because we might need it for some cleaning. Okay, so now with your with your dominant hand, just hold the dual form, and do not press it right away up into the cuticle. Just leave a tiny distance like this, and then slide and go down. Do not rush. Do not try to make it all like in a few seconds. It takes some time. And now we'll take a look from the both sides. So here we have some product that is squeezed out, which is fine. We just slightly clean it with the brush. Here near the cuticle, not much, but I still have some distance, so I will slightly push it closer to the cuticle. And now it's squeezed a little bit. So I will just simply clean it. And here on the side wall, you see what we can do. So I will simply stretch the product so it will fully cover the nail. And now we can put it a little bit lower. Fix it again. So I encourage you to fix these parts as much as you can. But you know what? Actually on this side, you see, it's still not fully covering the nail. And sometimes I just stretch the product like this, but what's happening, there's still not enough. So what we're gonna do at this point, I'm gonna just put it away and take another size. So it is better to do it like this, because if we will cure it, and then it's gonna be too hard to fix it. And now I will show you how you can easily remove it. So you just press near the cuticle and put it away. So all the product is right here. So before you cure it, you can do this as many times as you want, and it's better to do it like this. The same thing, you know, with application, with anything. Once you notice that you did some mistake, it's absolutely fine if you fix it. Because when you notice it after curing, then you're going to be in trouble, because you will need to file off the entire nail. So now I removed the sticky layer because I removed all the product, and it's fine. And by the way, this product, it is also better not just to clean it from the form, but you can cure it and then just take it away. Meaning we're going to use 4. Yeah, this one looks like a better fit. Okay, once again, application. So you can see it for the second time. So like I said, it is better if the form is a little bigger, because you can always file the sidewalls. Oh, you know what? Before I do the actual application, let me show you another trick, since we removed it anyway. So if you do not feel how long the nail should be yet, this is what you can do. You just put the form like you're just fitting it, and then use a marker or a pen, anything, and just measure when the nail is and the approximate length you're about to create. Well, we're going to do the short nail today, so let's do this one. Okay, so then I remove it, and I have these 2 points which will help me to apply the product, so I will just know how far I need to go. Well, I don't do this much anymore because I can see it already approximately. But if you're just getting started, I really suggest you do this. It will just help you, and you will not, sometimes we apply too much product and then we realize that, oh, this nail is too long, so I need to file it off, and so on. So when applying the product, I noticed that some of you guys asked about the bubbles in the product. So when you apply it, the first thing you need to look at is that you have no bubbles while the application. Also, they may appear if you do not press on the dual form too much. So now you see I'm following the lines, meaning I need to make the nail a little shorter, because usually the product squeezes a little bit on the free edge, so we will have enough length anyway. Near the cuticle, the product should be thin, as well as along the sidewalls. And here we need to have the thickest part, because this one will be our apex. Now make sure you clean all the product which is on top of the dual form. And when you do, we are ready to apply it. Okay, now hold the dual form. Once again, a little distance from the cuticle, slide and push it down. Push until you see that it matches the side walls. Once it does, you can carefully move it closer to the cuticle. Now here we have some extra product squeezed out, which is not a problem. So once you see any product squeezed, I encourage you to clean it as much as you can, so you will eliminate time for the filing, as well as on this side. And also I will press a little more near the cuticle, so it will be thinner and we will need less filing. A little bit extra product right here. And now a very important part, we need to flip the nail over and fix what's going on here on the other side. So if you will do this, you will not need to file a lot on the other side. Well, you will still need to, but not too much. When doing this, do not forget to hold the finger on the other side, the nail, because sometimes you might end up messing up what is on the top. So if it moved a little bit, it's not a problem. We still can easily fix that. But if it moved a lot, then we're going to be in trouble. Now, last check, make sure it's not facing any wrong direction. If it does, just... So you see with this product, with IBD control gel, it's so thick, that's why I can move it around for a pretty long time. But if the product you're using, it's more thin and it's moving, then you need to do this faster, but it's all the same. Okay, now freeze cure it. So now we didn't fully cure it yet. It really depends on the product. With some products you can slightly pinch the nails at some point, at this point. With some of them you cannot. But this is how you do. So you simply start to stretch, and we already can see that it's separating from the form. And then you hear the sound, and ta-da! The nail is almost ready. So you see we have some extra product right here, but we're going to file it after we fully cure it. So now I am fully curing it for 1 minute. Some products are also possible to pinch, so you can use the special tweezers.